Wuthering Heights, wretched plus spoilers. Okay, so this is a movie. I will refrain from comparisons to the book. This weird S&M fever dream has possibly left Emily Bronte laughing and going, well, I'm glad someone has finally understood my subtext.
It's like he thinks everything is an ice cream cone.
But it's more a WTF from me, so I'll do my best to ignore what actually happens in the book, much like the movie makers did. Bar dump bump. They do seem to like the source material, kind of how much that 50 Shades lady liked Twilight. Little Kathy goes nuts with delight at seeing a man hanged on Sinner's Day.
I love Tuesdays.
The town prostitutes say the sinner got what he deserved, and little Kathy wants to bathe in his blood, and I'm like, WTF are we watching? That's our starting point. Kathy is a total a-hole in a town of psychopaths. Her drunk father gives her Heathcliff as a pet, and they are soon best friends terrorising the moors together.
Ah! Let's punch old people hard! Yeah!
Little Heathcliff loves a-hole Kathy, so he willingly takes beatings for her, and in exchange, she yells at him for not correctly interpreting an ink drawing of a pony eating grass. Ah, young love. They age jump into their 40s, and old Kathy is still an a-hole, while old Heathcliff has his a-hole tendencies, but seems a bit more introspective. Then they see Edgar Linton and his very childlike serial killer ward, Isabella, moving into Thrushcross Grange in very high fashion.
Where is the craft store? I need to make a ball gag for my doll.
Old Kathy's all, we're broke, guess I have to go marry him. And old Heathcliff just kind of stares at her like he's about to fall asleep. Old Kathy soon accepts Edgar's proposal, so old Heathcliff disappears. 'Cause old Kathy sucks. Old Kathy wakes up and is all, I think I've made a terrible mistake. I'll reject Edgar. The average lifespan at this time is 42, so we'll all be dead soon anyway. But too late. Old Heathcliff has ridden off into the sunset.
I'm super drunk! I will cartwheel to a pirate ship!
And following him would, you know, take effort, so it's like he's dead now. Wed they do, and old Kathy, old Edgar, and childlike serial killer Isabella all live happily in a mansion with 3.5 chairs.
And now, for our main event.
But they painted old Kathy's room to look like the skin on her face, veins and all. And I'd say, run old Kathy. But you know she'd throw a hip. They all seem content in their seriously disturbing, unfurnished mansion, and that's when old Heathcliff and his earring show up. And now he's a part of the creepy house club. Childlike serial killer Isabella can't wait to be old Heathcliff's submissive, which makes old Kathy jealous, so she more walks to Wuthering Heights to tell old Heathcliff to get off her lawn.
I'll get you some oxygen and a prune.
This leads to their tiddly winking everywhere, including making out in front of the guys, burying her dad.
I don't think he brushes his teeth.
Old Kathy's pregnant, but it turns out to just be gas, which just makes it hotter for old Heathcliff. And it's like, seriously, WTF are we watching? Anyway, old Kathy breaks it off with old Heathcliff after they tiddlywink in her house with her husband somewhere sleeping on the half chair.
Did you lick these?
Of course I licked these.
Stop eating nachos, these are orange.
And it's like, how did old Heathcliff get in there? Who cares? He climbs into the childlike serial killer's room.
Ta-da!
and boom, she's now his submissive back at Wuthering Heights. He makes Mrs. Old Heathcliff write letters to old Catherine, bragging that they are getting all the fibre they need without supplements. But evil Nellie burns the letters. This leads to more letters bragging about getting up to pee only 3 times a night.
Tell her I only pee 3 times at night. That my prostate is amazing.
But that damned Nellie burns those too, before laughing at old Kathy when she tells her she's sick. Yeah, there's no baby now, just a really pale old Kathy, who's been, and I'm so sorry, this is a rough thing to say, but she's been looking like baby Jane ever since she came back from meeting Edgar the first time. I guess it helps her match the house decor, so that's nice. Evil Nellie the companion. Not made. Let's old Kathy bleed out and die for no particular reason, which finally gets Edgar's attention. Edgar's pissy about it, but old Heathcliff is beside himself as he goes into the veiny face room and sees her body.
I am very pissy. I am totally distraught.
Dude, she's 65. She lived way past the expected age. It's fine. The end. This one is, I don't know. It's just kind of blah. The one thing I appreciate is that they are both unrepentant a-holes, not looking for us to like them, which I don't. Like, ick, gross. But the directing is trying so hard, it just wore me out. From the very beginning, where it sounds like someone's tiddly winking to reveal a man's being hanged, to the creepy, veiny paint room, to the reveal of old Kathy's body with the trail of blood to her bloody bed. It's too much. I thought maybe the hair and costumes would at least be worth it, but they're not. A solid effort, but nah.
No, you'll lick me.
I won't. This'll be fun, I promise.
I did like a few shots of the a-holes on the moors, but I just can't with that veiny room and the boring hair. So then you have a gloomy, depressing, creepy movie about an old guy who likes to lick everything and an old woman who seems to be trying to produce her own reality show about a disturbing assisted living mansion where you let the staff guess how sick you are. If you watch it, just maybe do some laundry at the same time.
This is weird, and it hurts my ribs.